What's going on to all of my Capricorn? So let's get into it. Okay, so for you Capricorns, you have the Three of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Five of Swords. Let me lower this down a little bit. All right, then you have the Four of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, the Empress, the Seven of Cups, and the Hangman. Okay, so all right, let's get into it. So for you Capricorns, right, you have a lot of Cancer crab influence, the Wheel of Fortune, right? Hmm. So it seems to me as if like the Three of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. For some of you Capricorns, you for some of you Capricorns, you feel like you have been compromising yourselves, basically not necessarily being yourselves for a while now, and it's time for you to really start getting in touch with who you actually are. Um, you want to be able to actually start being who you are, the Wheel of Fortune, and eventually conquer the wheel, right, of life, right? Get out of the hamster wheel of life, asking yourselves what is it that you should do at this particular given time? What is the socially normal thing to do? A lot of you Capricorns want to evolve past through that. Specifically when it comes, I mean, in general, just in general, but more so specifically when it comes to getting to know somebody. So, because there is that element of compromising oneself when you're trying to get into a relationship with somebody or when you're trying to fit in, that element of compromising yourself, knowing that you don't want to do something, right? Knowing that you don't want to act a certain kind of way, but at the same time still doing it so that you can be normal, or what people consider to be normal, right? So the Five of Swords and the Four of Pentacles represents this being a situation for you where this is about how, since this is the case, you more so want to you're at a point in your life where when you get to this point, right, the Wheel of Fortune, when you really do start acting the way that you want to, what happens is the Five of Swords. A lot of people that you're trying to get to know, they're rejecting you, or they're going to reject you. If not, they're already doing it because of the fact that you're not acting the way that society tells them to. Now, personally, I don't know how society is telling them, quote unquote, what to do, because there's nobody on the TV directly telling them that they should act like this. It's really more so it's really more so the insinuation or the implying based upon showing you these characters on television, right, on social media, that if you do this, then this may happen, right? But it's still not even telling you it. It's just showing you these characters on television, and you see how it is that people really watch television, really follow through what television and the cartoon characters and the characters on television are doing and mimic that. And everybody does this to a certain extent. And everyone does it to a certain extent. I've done it before. Everyone does it to a certain extent. Why? Because of the fact that um, number one, it gets in our subconscious, and this is very important because this has something to do with the evolution of you Capricorns. It has something to do with the fact that you Capricorns, remember what it is I say. You Capricorns, just like any other zodiac sign, in order to be in a functional relationship, you have to heal. You have too many people trying to get themselves in a relationship who really hasn't healed. They don't know who they are. They don't know what it is that they want to do, right? Like for me, for instance, when I was watching, certain movies or whatever the case may be, And I'm just kind of thinking about kind of some of the stuff that I have the guts for, right? The things that I'm willing to do. That 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 not necessarily let me know what I who I was, but I had to at least try it out, right? And that fits me. That fits my personality. That fits me perfectly. Not only that too, but I also had to figure out certain aspects of my personality. The things that I say and do, obviously, a lot of people, crack on me for it. Some people have clowned me for it, tried to humiliate me for it and stuff like this, embarrass me and stuff. There's been many detractors. There's been many people who tried to crack on me. Some people, there's, people who tried to crack on me before and they found out the hard way. You know what I mean? That all the stuff that I was saying turned out to be true and they was never the same after that. But the point is that when you're here, when you're really finding out, what it is that you want and who you really are, this is what it is. This is what it is. This is part of what the quote unquote matrix is, or the programming of what it is. It's the idea of when you're becoming the real you. And I'm not talking about some Andrew Tate type stuff. I'm talking about from my perspective. I don't even like Andrew Tate, but I think Andrew Tate is a clown. But the thing about the whole concept of the matrix is that matrix, the matrix is part of the matrix, I should say, or the nuance of the matrix is the idea that you being yourself is going to put you into a bracket where a lot of people are going to ask themselves, why are you not going along with the normal programming? And they're going to start dealing with you like this. They're going to start interacting with you like this. And for you Capricorns, now that the Four of Pentacles, you want to actually latch on to something real. You want to be in a real relationship. Again, you have to stop playing the game. And what I mean when I say the game is stop it with the trickery and the ego and all the stuff. Me personally, a lot of people, the people that I stopped hanging out with on that level that I'm trying to get to know, they would all probably say that I'm no good. But at the same time, there's a legitimate cause why it is that I pretty much left all of them. Part of the reason why is because I started to wake up from the quote unquote matrix, or the idea that this is normal. This is what is supposed to happen. Because no, why can't I just love and work with and build with and have natural disagreements with the people who I'm getting to know? But then you have the Five of Wands, right? The Seven of Pentacles, and then you have the Empress. So this is about how this is a situation for you where, I mean, now I'm saying all this because I don't want to lose my Capricorns. I'm saying all this to say, as you're going down this rabbit hole and as you start experiencing these things, you will notice that some of these things will start to happen as you. All right. I don't want people to misconstrue, because a lot of people tend to have, some sort of issue really understanding. I'm not saying you Capricorns do that. I'm just trying to make myself clear. So the Five of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles and the Empress, right? You have the Five of Swords, which represents rejection, right? The people who are still caught up in what's normal, trying to reject you. And then you have the Five of Wands, which is you not necessarily caring anymore, because again, you have essentially become the real you. You want to be in a relationship, and you realize what it means. It means that you're going to have to it means that, you're going to have to put down your ego, right? Like how I put down this on the table, you're going to have to put down your ego. And what I mean by that is, because see, a lot of people get angry when I say stuff like that. What I mean by that is, which goes to show just how big of an ego a lot of people really have, and how much they are controlled by it and they're not even aware of it. It's the idea of what I mean when I say put down their ego is they're going to have to essentially manage it. They're going to have to pay attention to it. because the ego is something where the right, like the Five of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Empress. The ego is something where you Capricorns are learning to manage it, meaning that if you want to be in a real relationship, if you want to have that level of understanding, you're going to have to find somebody who has that level of awareness as well, right? To where it's not like they're sleepwalking through life. But the situation though, Capricorn, is even though that is the case, obviously you're going to have to start you're going to have to date some people, right? But are you willing to be confrontational? Are you willing to disagree? Are you willing to, when people are trying to crack jokes on you and, kind of clown you and kind of make you an outcast, are you willing to be okay with that? You know, because remember, you're not acting the way that normally people act, because the way that people act normally in this society when it comes to dating and just with things in general is to be goofy, is to act like they don't have any common sense, is to want to fit in, is to be, self-destructive, is to be self-sabotaging, is to be dysfunctional. So now that you realize that you want to be in a relationship is not those things. A relationship is very much so about learning how to manage your ego. It's about evolution. It's about becoming the better you. It's about learning how to be a little bit more selfless. It's about learning how to be a little bit more compassionate. All of the things that naturally us as people we're not born as. We evolve by understanding other people, because when we're little, it's about us, the self, the ego, the personality, our own desires, what we want. But then when you talk about being in a relationship with people, now it's about not just only yourself. Yes, it is about yourself, but it's also about other people, their feelings, their desires, what they think, their perception, how they feel, compassion to them, right? Right? Taking them into consideration when you make decisions. The Seven of Cups and the you want to leave? Oh, that's my cat. Come here. Come here. Come here. Why are you acting like that for? Always acting up. Why are you acting like that for? Acting up. But the Seven of Cups and the Hangman represents this being a situation where the Seven of Cups now is that now that you have this level of understanding, because it was a big understanding. Now that you have this level of understanding, right? Because now we're starting to get deeper. See, now I'm starting to talk about things deeper and deeper as far as the relationship element and what this means. A lot of times people think that when they go looking for love, that it's always about the other person. No, sometimes you have to do, see, this is what I'm trying to say. You have to do self work too, sometimes, too. Sometimes it's not always about the other person. And the people who are really listening to me, Seven of Cups, the Wheel of Seven of Cups and the Hangman, they're going to understand, because the Seven of Cups represents how many options you Capricorns have. You Capricorns could potentially date anybody, right? The Empress, options. But the thing is that the Hangman represents a real deep dive as to who the options actually are, and do the options have any kind of real worth. A lot, to a lot of people, everything is about money, 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 money. Yes, but a person can still be a terrible individual and have money. This is, you know, any, like I said before, anytime I hear people only talk about, see, ego, ego. Anytime I hear people only talk about money, I know something wrong with them. Something's wrong with them. Why? Because as I said before, character is the thing that you should be looking for. It is the most important thing. Let's clarify. Let's clarify. Let's clarify the Empress. Character is the most important thing. If you're not talking about character, you're wasting your time. Because if a person has character, you're not going to be poor. If a person has character, you're not gonna be quote unquote unprotected, regardless of who it is. Let's clarify the Empress. The Page of Pentacles, the Judgment, the Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, to clarify the Empress. So the Page of Pentacles, the Judgment represents, again, you have this level of newfound awareness, and now you realize that it's time for you to start making more difficult decisions, such as cutting off or excommunicating the people that you used to hang, the people that you would consider your options, that you would hang out with, because you realize that they're caught up with money. They're caught up with the every average day to day shallow mentality. And that's part of the problem. If we're not talking about character, we're not talking about anything, because character is a part of all of that. For instance, if a person has character, and I made this example before, if a person truly has character, there's no way that they're going to go to the store and go, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put down some items on the conveyor belt, and then when they go up to, when they go up to the person who, is who's the cashier, they're going to pay for all this stuff, right, with the raising prices or whatnot, and they're going to go, oh, okay, wow, da, 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 da. If a person has character, they're also thinking, what can I do to make sure, what can I do to make more money, to make sure that with these raising prices or whatnot, that I'm able to stay above all of that type of stuff. See, these are all elements of character, but so many people are only worried about the finances, stuff like this. You can have finances, but if you have finances at the cost of what? The person treating you like trash? And that's when it is that you leave the person, and then depending on if it's marriage, you take, and I'm not talking about anybody in specific, right? That's when it is that you take half or whatever, but you're not paying attention to the baggage that you still accumulated, emotional baggage that you've accumulated anyway, because you were still with this person who treated you like trash. The Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups represents this being a situation for you where this is about how you Capricorns now, right? You Capricorns have evolved, passed through all of this stuff. And that if people really want to rock with you, and if you're going to interact with somebody else in that romantic level, it's going to have to be something real. The people can't just talk about stuff like, small talk too much like that, like the weather all the time. It's going to have to be something really meaningful. It's going to have to be fulfilling. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Look, I put something out there where I was making it so that the first two zodiac signs that gives me the most views and stuff like this, I would do first. Look, it's messing up my flow. Tried to do it, but I'm gonna continue on to give y'all these readings like this, as far as long form content or longer form content, not the 10-minute videos, too much like that, because I enjoy doing these anyway, and I appreciate it. But I'm trying to make this YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers by the end of June. Um, Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and set the notification bell to all, so you can be notified whenever I drop these videos. Peace.